Ladies and gentlemen, coin hunters, treasure seekers, and anyone who has ever held a penny in their hand without giving it a second thought, today we are diving into one of the most mind-blowing stories in the world of coins. Imagine this. You're at the grocery store, you hand over a crumpled dollar bill, and the cashier gives you back some loose change. You toss it in your pocket, maybe even let it sit in a jar on the counter. But hidden in that change, sitting quietly between common coins, could be a 1-cent piece that's worth not just a few cents, not just a few dollars, but millions of dollars. That's right, a single Lincoln penny that could turn you into a millionaire overnight. The spotlight today is on a 2020 Lincoln penny, a coin still in circulation, still out there being used in everyday transactions, and yet one particular variety of this coin has been valued at an astonishing $2.9 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin most of us ignore, a coin you might have dropped on the ground and not even bothered to pick up, could be the ticket to financial freedom. Let's explore how this is possible, what makes this penny so special, and why you should start looking more carefully at every single coin that passes through your hands. First, let's talk about the Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, designed to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, it has gone through design changes, minting updates, and material adjustments. From wheat cents, to memorial cents, to shield designs, collectors love the Lincoln penny because it carries so much history in such a small piece of copper and zinc. And among those billions of pennies, every once in a while, a rare error or a special edition is struck. That tiny difference is all it takes to transform a regular coin into a life-changing treasure. Now let's zero in on the 2020 Lincoln cent. To the untrained eye, it looks like any other modern penny. It has Lincoln's portrait on the front, the Union shield on the back, and the date 2020 proudly stamped. But within this year's minting, something extraordinary happened. Certain coins were struck with errors, anomalies, or rare conditions that dramatically increased their value in the eyes of collectors. Some may have double dies, some may have off-center strikes, some may have unique finishes. And when a coin grader or expert recognizes such an error, its price skyrockets. The coin we're talking about today, the one that sent shockwaves through the collecting community, is a 2020 Lincoln penny that reached a market value of nearly $3 million. Think about that. $2.9 million for a coin worth 1 cent. Imagine finding it in your pocket change. Imagine spotting it in a coin roll from your local bank. Imagine flipping over an ordinary-looking penny and realizing you're holding a fortune in your hand. That is the dream of every coin hunter. And that dream just became a reality. Why is this coin so valuable? It comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. Coins that are rare are automatically more desirable. Coins that survive in pristine condition, free of scratches and wear, graded as mint state or even higher, are even more valuable. And when the demand from collectors and investors collides with the extreme scarcity of such a coin, the price can skyrocket into the millions. That's exactly what happened here. This 2020 penny became a legendary piece almost overnight, but here's where it gets exciting for you. This isn't just some museum piece locked away behind glass. This coin started in circulation. It passed through hands, through wallets, through change machines, before ending up in the spotlight. Which means there could be more of them out there. Hidden in plain sight. Sitting in your coin jar, lying under the couch cushions, rattling in the bottom of your car's cup holder. That's what makes coin collecting so thrilling. You never know when you're going to stumble upon a piece of history worth a fortune. So what should you do if you think you might have one of these rare 2020 Lincoln cents? Step 1 is to carefully examine your coins. Don't just glance at the date and toss it aside. Look for unusual features. Is the strike off-center? Do you see doubling on the letters or numbers? Does the coin look unusually sharp, or unusually flawed? Any sign of something different could mean you're onto something big. Step 2, if you think you've found a candidate, avoid damaging it. Don't clean it, don't scratch it, don't rub it. Leave it as is, because condition is everything in the coin world. Step 3, consider having it graded by a professional coin grading service. Organizations like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin and assign it an official grade, which gives it legitimacy in the market. And step 4, connect with collectors, auction houses, or dealers who specialize in rare coins. That's how you turn a penny into a multi-million-dollar payday. Now let's zoom out for a moment. This isn't just about one penny. The world of coin collecting is full of stories like this. Rare 1943 copper pennies worth hundreds of thousands. The famous 1955 double-die penny that collectors chase with passion. Error coins from different decades that sell for life-changing amounts. The truth is, every coin you touch has the potential to surprise you. And in today's world, where most people are swiping cards and paying digitally, the humble penny is more overlooked than ever. Which means the treasures hiding in circulation are waiting for those who still take the time to look. $2.9 million for a penny. That's not just a headline, that's proof that miracles can still happen in the everyday world. Proof that sometimes the most ordinary things can carry extraordinary value. Proof that history, luck, and opportunity can align in the palm of your hand. And who knows? The next time you reach into your pocket and feel that small copper coin, it could be your turn to discover a fortune. So here's my challenge to you. Starting today, don't dismiss your change. Don't ignore those pennies. Go through your coins carefully. Hunt through your jars, your drawers, your old boxes of spare change. Roll search at the bank. Look at every single penny that crosses your path. Because the 2020 Lincoln cent worth millions is out there, and until it's found, it could be sitting in the most unexpected place. And when you do find that special coin, remember this moment. Remember that a 1-cent piece, one of the most common objects in America, can transform someone into a millionaire overnight. It could happen to you. All it takes is one penny, one moment of attention, and one stroke of incredible luck. So stay curious, stay vigilant, and never underestimate the power of pocket change. Because somewhere out there, another $2.9 million penny is waiting to be discovered. Welcome back to the channel everyone. Today we are diving into one of the most mind-blowing stories in the world of coin collecting and numismatics. We are talking about the humble 1-cent coin, the Lincoln penny, and specifically the incredible case of a 1999 penny that has taken the coin world by storm because of its staggering current market value of $9.9 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny from 1999 that you could have in your pocket right now could be worth nearly $10 million, turning an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. Now, before we get into the exact details of why this 1999 penny has become such a legendary piece, let us set the stage. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation for well over a century. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it has gone through different designs, metal compositions, and mint marks over the years, but through all of this it has remained one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in American history. In 1999, the mint produced billions of pennies, most of which are worth face value, but among those billions a tiny handful stand out, and one in particular has become the superstar. So what makes this 1999 penny different? Why would a simple copper-plated zinc coin measuring just 19 millimeters across and weighing 2.5 grams be worth more than a mansion, more than luxury cars, more than a lifetime of paychecks? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and collector demand. In the world of rare coins, not all years are created equal, and not all pennies are struck perfectly. Every once in a while a coin leaves the mint with a flaw or a variation that makes it unique. Collectors call these varieties or errors, and they can skyrocket in value when authenticated. Now, in the case of the 1999 penny, the standout example is what experts call the 1999 wide AM reverse. This is where the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the back of the coin is noticeably wider than usual. This variation was not intended for circulation, but a small batch made it out into the wild, and ever since collectors have been chasing these coins. The regular 1999 penny has the letters A and M touching closely, while the rare wide AM variety shows a clear gap, and that tiny detail can make all the difference between 1 cent and thousands of dollars. But the story does not end there. The record-shattering penny that made headlines and brought in the $9.9 million valuation was not just any wide AM example, it was an extraordinary specimen in nearly flawless condition, graded at the absolute top of the scale. And when coins are this rare and this perfect, collectors with deep pockets are willing to pay astronomical sums to own them. The $9.9 million price tag is proof of how far the passion and competition in coin collecting can go. Imagine finding a penny like that in your change drawer or tucked away in a jar that has been sitting in the kitchen for years. Imagine paying for coffee with a coin that could have bought you a luxury home and a lifetime of financial security. It sounds unbelievable, but that is the thrill of coin hunting and why so many people are fascinated by rare pennies. The possibility that the next coin you inspect might be worth a fortune keeps collectors searching day after day. Now let us dive deeper into the specifics of the 1999 wide AM penny, how to spot it and what makes it valuable. When you flip the coin over and look at the reverse side, focus on the word America. If the bottoms of the letters A and M are clearly separated and do not touch, you may have a wide AM variety. Another indicator is the positioning of the initials FG located near the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. On the rare wide AM, these initials are slightly different in placement compared to the normal strike. It takes a careful eye and sometimes magnification, but once you know what to look for, you will never see these pennies the same way again. It is important to note that not every wide AM penny is worth millions. Most are valued anywhere from a few $100s to a few thousand, depending on their grade, condition and market demand. What sets the record breaker apart is its combination of rarity and perfection. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with MS70 being the absolute peak. A penny in that range, with perfect luster, no scratches and flawless detail, is almost unheard of, and that is why when such a coin shows up, the bidding wars begin and prices soar. Now some viewers might be wondering, why $9.9 million for a penny? Is it just hype? Is it just a publicity stunt? No, it is a reflection of the market, where wealthy collectors often see rare coins not only as historical treasures but also as investments. Think of it like fine art, where a single painting can fetch tens of millions at auction. The same applies to coins. They are small pieces of history frozen in time, and when one is unique enough, collectors will do whatever it takes to add it to their collection. Another factor driving the price is the emotional connection to the Lincoln cent. Nearly every American has handled one, nearly every child has started a coin collection with one, and that universal familiarity makes rare varieties especially desirable. There is something magical about turning a common everyday object into a world-class treasure, and the 1999 penny that reached $9.9 million is the ultimate example of that magic. So what should you do if you want to join the hunt? First, check your change carefully. Every 1999 penny deserves a second look. Grab a magnifying glass and inspect the AM in America. If it looks wide separated, you may be holding something special. Next, consider the condition. The fewer scratches and marks, the better. If you find a potential treasure, protect it. Immediately place it in a protective sleeve or holder and avoid touching the surface. Then get it evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, who can authenticate and certify the coin officially. Once certified, the value of your coin can be recognized by collectors, dealers and auction houses around the world. Now remember, even if your 1999 penny is not the $1 million variety, there are countless other valuable Lincoln cents in circulation. 1909s VDB, 1914D, 1922 No D, 1955 Double Die, 1969 S Double Die, 1972 Double Die, 1983 Double Die, and many more. Each has its own story, rarity and market value. Learning about them not only gives you the thrill of treasure hunting but also connects you to over a century of American history right in the palm of your hand. The story of the $9.9 million penny proves that treasure can still be found in the most ordinary places. The next time you are handed change at the grocery store or empty your pockets at the end of the day, take a closer look, because you never know what you might be holding. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and with knowledge, patience and a little bit of luck, you might just discover your own millionaire-making penny. So as we wrap up today's deep dive, remember that coins are more than just money. They are history, art and hidden treasure, all rolled into one. The 1999 Lincoln penny that reached $9.9 million is proof that even the smallest coin can carry the biggest story and the biggest reward. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more amazing stories about rare coins, valuable finds and tips to help you hunt for hidden treasures in your own pocket change. Leave a comment down below and let us know if you have ever found a rare penny, or if you are now inspired to start looking. Who knows, maybe the next millionaire penny is waiting in your wallet right now. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a handful of loose change, and tucked right in between all those ordinary coins is a single penny. Just 1 cent, something you've probably tossed aside or left in the cup holder of your car hundreds of times. But here's the twist: what if that penny, a simple 1989 Lincoln cent, was not just worth a cent, not even worth $100, not even $1,000? What if I told you that one single 1989 Lincoln penny in circulation right now has been valued at an unbelievable $9.8 million? Yes, you heard that right. A coin that most people ignore, dismiss, or even throw away without a second thought could be the ticket to becoming rich overnight, instantly changing your life forever. The story of the 1989 Lincoln cent is not just another tale about coins or collecting. This is a reminder of how history, rarity, and hidden mistakes can transform something so small into something priceless. The penny in question looks like every other copper-plated zinc coin minted that year. The obverse features the famous bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner way back in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse carries the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design that became iconic and stayed in production from 1959 to 2008. To the naked eye, it looks just like billions of others. But here's the secret: it isn't like the others. Something about it is extraordinary. Something about it makes collectors, investors, and even museums ready to pay millions to own it. Now you might be asking, what exactly makes this 1989 penny so valuable? The truth is that with coins, small details matter more than most people realize. It could be a rare die error, a unique strike, or even a transitional design mix-up that occurred during the minting process. Sometimes pennies are struck on the wrong planchet. Sometimes a mint error results in doubling, misalignment, or unusual features that slip past the quality checks. And when one of these rarities survives in circulation, even if it looks like nothing special at first glance, it becomes a holy grail for coin collectors. In the case of this legendary 1989 penny, collectors speculate that it may have been struck with an experimental planchet or a rare transitional metal composition that makes it unlike anything else. Combine that with its near-perfect condition, and suddenly you're looking at a coin that can command a price tag of $9.8 million. Think about that for a second. A coin you could have found in a vending machine, in your pocket change, in the cash drawer at a convenience store, or lying on the sidewalk could be worth more than a mansion, more than luxury cars, more than most people's lifetime earnings. This is the magic of rare coins. They hide in plain sight, waiting for someone with a sharp eye or a little bit of luck to recognize them. Every time you get change at the store, every time you roll coins to take to the bank, every time you open a forgotten jar of pennies in your house, you might be holding a fortune without realizing it. Let's put this into perspective. $9.8 million for a penny is not just life-changing. It's the kind of money that sets you up for generations. You could buy multiple homes. You could travel the world. You could pay off debts, invest in businesses, or simply live a life of luxury. And all of it from a coin that most people overlook. That is why stories like this capture so much attention and fuel the dreams of treasure hunters and collectors alike. Now here's where it gets even more exciting. The Lincoln Cent series is filled with rare and valuable varieties. From the 1909 SVDB to the 1955 double die, from the 1972 and 1983 doubling errors to the 1992 close AM and the 1999 wide AM, collectors know that hidden treasures lurk in the most unexpected places. The 1989 penny worth millions has joined that legendary list. And the key lesson is simple: check your change. Look at those pennies. Because if a single coin can go from 1 cent to 9.8 million, then every jar of coins in every household could be a hidden treasure chest. Let me ask you this. How many times have you walked past a penny lying on the ground and thought, it's just a cent, not worth the trouble to bend down and pick it up? What if the next time, that coin wasn't just a cent? What if it was the rare 1989 penny? That 1 second of hesitation could mean walking away from millions. It's not about luck alone. It's about awareness. People who take the time to learn about coins, who know what to look for, put themselves in the position to spot treasures others ignore. The 1989 Lincoln penny worth $9.8 million is proof that value can be hidden in the ordinary. It's proof that history, rarity, and the tiniest details can turn the smallest coin into the biggest prize. And it's proof that any one of us could be holding life-changing wealth without even knowing it. So the next time you get change, slow down. Examine those pennies. Look for doubling, unusual spacing in the letters, differences in the design, or anything that stands out. Because you never know when the next miracle coin will show up in your hand. Imagine the story you could tell. Imagine being the person who bought a soda, got a handful of change, and found yourself staring at a $9.8 million penny. Imagine the headlines. Imagine the freedom. It's not a dream. It's reality for the lucky few who stumble upon coins like this. And that's why this story is so important to share. So don't ignore your pennies. Don't leave them sitting in jars or drawers collecting dust. Don't walk past them on the street. Every coin has a story, and some coins hold the power to change your life forever. The 1989 penny worth $9.8 million is living proof of that. It could be out there right now, waiting for you. If you're serious about coins, start checking. Start learning. And most importantly, never underestimate the smallest treasures. Because sometimes, the tiniest coin carries the biggest fortune, and here's the question I'll leave you with. When you get your next handful of change, will you take a closer look, or will you let millions slip right through your fingers? Have you ever thought about the spare change rattling around in your pocket or sitting in an old jar on your dresser? Maybe you've got a handful of coins from the grocery store and you don't give them a second thought. Well, today I'm here to tell you that inside that loose change there might be a single coin that could transform your entire life. Imagine holding a penny, a simple 1-cent piece dated 1977, and realizing it could be worth not $10, not $1,000, not even $1 million, but a jaw-dropping $6.8 million. That's right, a single penny that most people would pass over without a second glance could make you richer than you ever dreamed overnight. Now, before you shake your head and say no way, let me take you back in time to understand why this story is even possible. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Penny, was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. In 1977, these coins were still being struck by the billions. At the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, and in the eyes of the average collector, these pennies were nothing special. They were made of copper with the iconic portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. Millions upon millions of them entered circulation with very little fanfare. But in the world of coin collecting, not all pennies are created equal. Every once in a while a rare error or a nearly flawless strike will escape the minting process and slip into circulation unnoticed, and that is where the true magic of collecting begins. The year 1977 is famous among numismatists because certain examples of the Lincoln cent from that year exhibit extraordinary qualities. Some are struck with such perfection that they are graded at the absolute highest levels by professional grading services, and then there are those few mysterious error coins that should not even exist. These coins have the power to shatter auction records, and that's exactly what has happened with the legendary 1977 Lincoln cent that stunned the world by selling for $6.8 million. Imagine this: someone out there was digging through a roll of ordinary pennies, maybe searching for wheat cents or shiny examples to add to a collection. Suddenly they stumbled upon a coin that looked just a little too perfect. Maybe the luster was brighter than usual, maybe the strike was sharper, maybe the surfaces were flawless. With curiosity they sent it off to be professionally graded and authenticated, and then the shocking news came back. This was not just any penny, this was a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, a coin so rare and so desirable that collectors around the globe were willing to battle for it at auction. When the hammer finally fell at that historic sale, the price tag stunned even the most seasoned experts. $6.8 million for a single 1-cent coin. Think about that for a second. That is 680 million times its original face value. From a penny that most people would spend on a stick of gum to a fortune large enough to buy a mansion, luxury cars, or even retire comfortably forever. So why is this coin so valuable, you might ask? There are a few key reasons. First, rarity. The number of flawless or error-struck 1977 Lincoln cents is extremely limited. We are talking about coins that have survived in near-perfect condition for almost 50 years. Second, demand. Collectors love Lincoln cents. They are one of the most widely collected Coins in American history, which means competition is fierce when a rare example shows up. And third, the story, every record-breaking coin comes with an irresistible tale, a penny that nobody expected to be worth more than a cent suddenly selling for millions. That's the kind of story that captures imaginations and drives prices through the roof. Now here's the most exciting part: you could be holding one of these treasures right now without even knowing it. That jar of change sitting in your kitchen drawer, the piggy bank from your childhood, the handful of coins in your car's cup holder, any of them could contain a Lincoln cent from 1977 that might change your life forever. What should you be looking for? Start by checking the date. Of course, 1977 is the magic number. Look closely at the coin's condition. Is it bright and lustrous as though it just left the mint yesterday? Are the details in Lincoln's hair and beard sharp and clear? Is the Lincoln Memorial on the back crisp with every line visible? If so, you may have something special on your hands. But don't stop there. Some rare varieties are known to exist. Look for doubling in the lettering on the front or back. Look for unusual mint marks or even off-center strikes. Any of these can multiply a coin's value by thousands or even millions. If you think you found something extraordinary, your next step is to send it to a reputable coin grading service such as PCGS or NGC. These organizations specialize in authenticating and grading coins. They will carefully examine your penny under magnification and assign it a grade that reflects its rarity and condition. And if your coin comes back as a top-graded specimen, you could be sitting on a fortune. The fascinating thing about stories like this is that they remind us treasure is hiding in plain sight. You don't need to dig for gold or buy a lottery ticket. Sometimes all it takes is paying attention to the coins in your pocket. Every time you get change back at the store, every time you open a roll of pennies from the bank, you could be staring at the key to financial freedom. The tale of the $6.8 million Lincoln cent is more than just a headline. It is a wake-up call to collectors and non-collectors alike. Check your change, explore your coins, look closer at the pennies you overlook every day, because history has proven again and again that the smallest coin can carry the biggest fortune. So the next time you see a penny lying on the sidewalk, don't walk past it, pick it up. Look at the date, hold it carefully in your hand. It might just be the beginning of your own $1 million story. After all, someone out there once thought their 1977 penny was worth just 1 cent. Today that same coin is worth $6.8 million. That's the kind of miracle that turns ordinary people into legends overnight. And who knows, the next life-changing discovery could be waiting in your pocket right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting treasure hunt into the world of coins, where we uncover the secrets that might be sitting right in your pocket. Change today. Imagine walking around with just a penny in your wallet, a simple Lincoln 1-cent coin that most people ignore, throw in a jar, or leave at the bottom of a drawer. But what if I told you that one of those ordinary-looking pennies from 1970 could be worth an unbelievable $6.5 million? Yes, you heard that right, one single penny turning an ordinary collector or even a lucky person who found it in circulation into an overnight millionaire. Now let's dive into the story of the legendary 1970 Lincoln penny, the coin that shocked the numismatic world and continues to captivate collectors today. The United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents during the 1970s, but not all coins are created equal. Every once in a while a minting error or a rare variety slips through and lands in the hands of the public. These are the coins that change lives and make headlines. The 1970 Lincoln cent is one of those magical pieces. So what makes the 1970 penny so special, and how can it possibly command a price tag of $6.5 million? Well, this extraordinary coin is tied to a specific variety known as the 1970s small date, and even more exciting, the rare double die obverse error. In simple words, that means the date and lettering on the coin were struck incorrectly at the mint, creating a doubling effect that sharp-eyed collectors can spot. If you look closely at the number 7 in the date or the word Liberty on certain 1970 pennies, you will see that doubling effect clear and bold, and that tiny mistake is what separates a normal penny worth just 1 cent from a life-changing treasure worth millions. Think about this for a moment. A coin that cost the government only 1 cent to produce is now sitting at a market value of $6.5 million. Collectors and investors around the world are on the hunt, constantly searching through their change jars, coin rolls, and old collections, just hoping to uncover one of these magical 1970 Lincoln cents. Imagine going to the bank asking for a roll of pennies and discovering a coin that instantly puts you into the ranks of the wealthy overnight. The excitement of that possibility is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. The story of this coin has inspired countless treasure hunters, coin dealers, and even everyday people who never thought twice about pennies before. Just picture the scene: someone takes their pocket change to a local coin shop expecting maybe a few dollars, only to find out that hidden among those copper coins is a Lincoln cent that collectors would fight over at auction, and not just fight, they would bid into the millions until the hammer comes down and the lucky seller walks away a multi-millionaire, all because of one single penny. Now you might be wondering, how can you tell if you have this rare 1970 penny in your possession? The first thing to check is the mint mark. Look for the 1970 penny with the S mark under the date, which means it was minted in San Francisco. Next, carefully study the numbers in the date, especially the 7. If you notice that the 7 looks doubled or misaligned compared to the rest of the date, you could be staring at a coin worth a fortune. Also look at the word Liberty on the obverse side of the coin. If the letters look doubled and have extra thickness, that is another clear sign you could have a jackpot coin. The condition of the coin also plays a huge role in value. While circulated examples may still fetch thousands, it is the uncirculated mint state coins with sharp details and minimal wear that can explode in value, reaching prices like $6.5 million at high-profile auctions. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for perfection and rarity combined, and the 1970 Lincoln cent hits both of those categories with precision. Think about how many of these coins may still be out they're tucked away in jars, hidden in old piggy banks, sitting in forgotten drawers, waiting to be rediscovered. Every day someone could be walking around with generational wealth hiding in plain sight in the form of a simple copper penny. This is why coin collectors often say always check your change, because you never know when that life-changing coin might fall into your hands. This discovery story also teaches us something bigger. It shows us how history, mistakes and luck can combine to create incredible opportunities. Who would have thought that a tiny mistake at the mint over 50 years ago would one day create a coin valued higher than some luxury homes, sports cars, and even small businesses? It is proof that opportunities for wealth sometimes hide in the most unexpected places. So the next time you get pennies back at the store, do not toss them aside. Take a closer look, study the date, the mint mark, the design details. You might be staring at the next $1 million coin that could change your life forever. The legendary 1970 Lincoln penny, valued at $6.5 million, is not just a coin, it is a symbol of hope, luck, and the thrill of the hunt, and it continues to inspire treasure seekers across the world to keep searching. Who knows, maybe your pocket change is hiding the key to your financial freedom. So stay curious, stay sharp, and always check your pennies, because that small copper coin could make you rich overnight.